Show. I'm your host, Simbo. And as always, I got my partner in crime with me right here. CL, what's going on, homie?
What's happening, baby? I'm in the building, rocking the We All Famous back from about 3, 4 years ago. You like that?
Yeah, I see. I see. That means we got some longevity. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But hey,
Sharpe
hey,
and
hey, man,
simple.
we all famous, you know. So listen, the
Yeah.
big news this week, former Michigan head coach Sherrone Moore got suddenly fired and arrested. Moore was fired for having an inappropriate relationship and following the firing in a separate incident and alleged assault. Man, that's wild. Hey, I think 50 Cent might have a new Netflix doc on his hands. Now everybody's asking, is the one and only Shannon Sharpe, the NFL legend, better known today as Unc from Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Ocho Cinco?
All the situations that you've heard, you never think a situation like this can happen to you, even though you're doing what you've heard about. Nah, this is gonna be different. She ain't like that. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna get out. Don't nobody know but her and I. Blah blah blah. 6, 7 months ago, I went through something very similar, so I know what that storm is like. You feel it like it's crumbling right before your eyes. But if you're married and you engaged in an inappropriate relationship, why would you do that? You married.
Is he the right guy to step in and give Coach Moore some advice? Sil, what you think about Sharp giving Moore some advice, bro? And about this
Absolutely.
subject.
Absolutely, motherfucker not. How the pot gonna call a kettle black? And he's definitely a black ass pot to be calling any to try to help anybody. He's still going through his own white girl situation. He ain't off the hook yet. He was too fresh.
He too fresh.
He got a young white girl that he done paid $50 million. This man ain't made nowhere.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, okay, they know allegedly it came out. It came out there. He paid off that money.
Okay.
So how you, out of all people, gonna give anybody white girl advice on who to bone and who not to bone? Come on now, man. Nah.
You know, I was going down your road. I was there. I was there. But after I watched the little clip of the Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, after watching Sharp, you know, short answer for me is yes. I think he can help old boy, but it's complicated. It's a little complicated, but I think he can help. A lot of people scratching their heads like, why can a old NFL tight end, what he know about coaching college football? Nothing, nada, zero. He played, but that ain't how he can help him. You know, I feel like how he can help him. They both know what it feel like to get caught up in a massive spotlight when things go completely wrong, when creeping with snow bunnies is all over TMZ. You know what I'm saying? That's how he can help it, because he got caught up in a situation where he was creeping with a snow bunny and it went wrong. Now the media is all over TMZ, ESPN, everybody lay mama over. That's how I think he can help him, because he been there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Well, I think that when they start their episode of Creeping with Snow Bunnies Gone Wild, they're gonna have Shannon Sharpe on the front of the DVD or whatever they got. They're gonna have him on the front, and it's gonna be a line of all the ones who had problem with these white women. Thing it is, it's not the white women in particular. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact of what you're doing when you have this kind of authority in this coach situation. When you authority and you giving you giving promotions and all this kind of stuff right there, you using your authority, you using your position as authority to your advantage. Because now when he's coming to giving people promotions, it look like, well, okay, well, the only reason she boning you is because she benefiting. If she wasn't benefiting, she probably wouldn't be boning you.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm gonna say this now. This show is not defending old boy actions and what he did, but we gonna get there. So on this little clip on Nightcap, you know, old Shannon, he you know, that situation broke him down, man. He was emotional behind old boy getting caught up like this, because he found out real quick, just like Shannon did, who his real friends are. And you know, I think Shannon Sharpe can help him, man, because his comments is more than just the usual sports talk condemnation. You know, he's speaking from the heart. But if he's genuinely serious about helping old boy, I think he need to get offline and go holler at old boy personally. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to get some clickbait on Nightcap or Club Shay Shay. Because you've been through a situation where you got caught up creeping, you got sued, whatever going on, your life just took it down, you know, downward spiral. You can help that man because you kind of been there. So call him and get offline talking about it. That's my opinion. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what the coach got going on outside of football. Shannon Sharpe, to me, he's still doing very well. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's a Hall of Famer. He got other channels going on, so he's doing very well. Now, he's a very educated guy when it comes to having sense, having maturity, listening to the old people and all that. So now that you said it that way, he can give that young man advice. I just don't think it's the right time for him to be giving advice in the public, like you said, in the public
Yeah, he can
realm
private. I think he
with
can
his own
private.
situation he just got through going through.
Yeah, I
Like
think he
so,
can privately call him and say, "Man, I've been there." Not that their situations are the same, but
yeah.
they are similar. He can
Mm-hmm.
offer advice on when to speak, what to say. How to manage this public narrative that's on him. Because the media going hard right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I put money. I put money on this that it's other high profile coaches that had relationships with staff, and the powers that be just looked away. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Michigan allegedly they knew he was already, having a relationships with the staff, but they was winning. As soon as they started losing, oh, he got to go. Instead of just firing him, they want pay that buyout on him. They just used a clause in his contract that he couldn't, because you can't tell me that it's not other coaches, high profile college coaches, white college coaches, that's been having relationships with staffers, and they still got to keep their job. This seems a little fishy, but here go the problem. That's cool. But Mr. Moore, he took it somewhere else, man. He gives me when he went and assaulted the person. I don't know the whole story, but when he got fired, lost his job, he got emotional about it. He went to another staff member's house and decided he's gonna kill himself. That's too much, bro. Like you taking it too far. Just creeping with the little staffer, okay, that happens. But when you go commit a crime, assault, hey, you tripping.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
makes sense.
But have you seen Mr. Moore? And there's nothing wrong with blended families. Before somebody come at me, there's nothing wrong with a black man marrying a Caucasian woman having a blended family. There's nothing wrong with that. But he give me those Senator Tim Scott vibes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know who Tim Scott is?
Mm-hmm.
The senator from Carolina that looked like he was off a episode of Fat Albert. Yeah, old Coach
Hey,
Moore.
hey,
Yeah,
hey.
old Coach Moore, man, he give me them Tim Scott vibes, man. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
Yeah, but that's like you said. He took it to a different level. Like I say, with you getting fired and all of that. Now you look now. It ain't. To me, it's not. It's not. You're not that upset about what happened. You're just upset that you got caught. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So now the fact you got caught. Now you want to take it to the extreme to make it like you the victim. You're not the victim in this because you're the one who had all the power. And to me, the young lady really is a victim because she's the one who was capitalizing off of with your position.
Yeah,
Excuse
I
me.
agree. And
And
like I
then
say, man, go ahead.
for you to go supposedly act like you're gonna off yourself and then threaten to off her as well. So that make now everything make it a lot more different for you just getting fired. Now you get some criminal charges.
Yeah, because
I
he
don't know
just
what
got
kind of
he just
felony that is.
yeah, he just got fired for having a relationship with a staffer. That could go away. You could probably
Mm-hmm.
get another job somewhere. But when you took it to the whole another level, man, leaving and man, like Mr. Moore, he definitely dealing with some mental issues, man. Having a high profile figure like Shannon Sharpe, he could successfully help him navigate this crisis. He could be support for him. He can advise old boy how to make amends, plotting a path on how to get his professional life back. He could be a resource. He just got to get offline trying to do it. If he's
Yeah.
sincere, if Shannon Sharpe is sincere about that.
And
You know.
with the success he had in Michigan, he had success at Michigan. So that means you're a good coach. It's some coaching jobs come open almost every year with failed organizations. I'm pretty sure he'd have got another job. No different from our Houston Rockets coach. Look how successful he is. Everything he done with what his situation is, getting fired from the Celtics, again with a white woman, a higher staff of white woman though. And look how he's succeeding and winning right now. So
Because
it
he
ain't the end, it
understood
ain't the end all be all
it
end
ain't,
all.
it's not the end all be all because he understood, and I'm bringing him into this foolishness, but I understand your reference.
Yeah.
But he understood that he's a good coach. His work speaks for itself. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people have private lives, man. And I'm gonna go on record. I'm not defending no boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like all the time these guys they get these high profile jobs, man, and I'm gonna say it in the most respectful way I can. They forget about who they really are. You know, they circle change. You know, they surround themselves with a whole bunch of white women. Let's just be honest, Caucasian women, and some of them have used them opportunities. As you know, they always want to act like black women are opportunists. They always act like black women are gold diggers and opportunists. And I'm not saying this young lady in this situation is an opportunist. I don't know. You know, she knew he was married. She could have shut that down.
He knew he was married though.
Yeah, he knew he was married
And he
too.
couldn't shut it down.
He could have shut it down. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times people want to put on these young women. I don't know if the lady was young, I don't know, but they want to put on these women that they're opportunists, and it's really a stigma in the black community. Like these women just gold diggers. Hey man, these dudes get around. It's more white women get more paydays off of successful athletes than it is black women. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying.
But the thing is, in those situations, I think a lot of those black guys get with those white women because they figure they try to look at white women as problematic. I mean, black women as problematic, and they figure these people gonna do what they want to do. Not saying it's true.
Yeah, but that's
Not
another
saying
show.
it's true.
You're right about that. That's another show. That's a whole nother subject. We
It's a whole
behind it,
hell.
bro.
Not saying
Right
it's true.
now, we gonna touch that because that's a hot issue, hot topic. But right now, the thing is, we go wrap it up. Is Shannon Sharpe the right person to be advising Sherrone Moore about the situation like he going through right now? I say yes. I don't know if I change your mind and you come around to yes. You was absolutely no. You was absolutely no from the ripple.
Publicly, no. Privately, yes. Because with your own public thing that you had going on, and we don't know if it's still going on behind closed doors, or even if your situation's over with. But publicly, no. Behind closed doors, yes. Because Shannon, he's a very intelligent man. He got a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So behind the doors, absolutely. But in the public, he need to leave that to people who ain't got no blemish on their backs right now.
Well, after looking at that clip of him talking about this situation, man, Shannon was broken, man. That situation broke him down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm glad he had Ocho Cinco to confide in. That was his real friend, because we know who was not his real friend. You know what I'm saying? He jumped ship. He jumped ship, you know, immediately. You know what I'm saying? Expeditiously, like T.I. say. He was out of there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in there like swimwear. He was out of there like a UAP. You know?
Oh.
Yeah. So man, with that being said, you gotta subscribe to get notified. And remember, I'm Simbo.
I am CL.
And we are famous.
Acer, no chaser. Yeah. Bitch, we told him.